Guys, as soon as I got this in my heart, which I've been thinking about it for about 2.5 days, and I'm sure there's other fellow saints that's got the same download from heaven. But I truly believe it's time for the Sauls to convert to the Pauls and rise up. But we are to pick up the mantle, okay? Carry on and convert. Keep preaching. Keep building God's kingdom, right? So if I was to title this, I would title it like this: From Saul to Paul, a call to rise up. So let me give you some background. Saul of Tarsus, later known as the Apostle Paul, was once one of the fiercest opponents of the early church. He believed with all his heart that he was serving God by stamping out the followers of Jesus. He stood by at the stoning of Stephen in Acts, y'all, chapter 7. And he dragged men and women from their homes, imprisoning them for their faith. But God, watch this. But on the road of Damascus, Saul's life collided with the living Christ. A sudden light from heaven flashed around him. This is in the book of Acts, chapter 9. He fell to the ground and heard a voice, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" In Acts 9. Confused, he asked, "Who are you, Lord?" And heard the answer, "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." Acts 9:5. Blinded and humbled, Saul had to be led to Damascus by hand. What looked like the end of his power was really the beginning of his purpose. This encounter marked one of the most radical transformations in the Bible, guys. Now look, we live in a fallen world. It is darker by the days coming in. And we see that the enemy is huge. So after this encounter, the radical transformation from Saul to Paul, the persecutor became the preacher. The destroyer of the church became the builder of the churches, guys. Saul became Paul. He would go on to write much of the New Testament, planting churches across the Roman world and declaring the gospel with boldness. He often retold this over and over. This encounter was repeated in Acts 22 and 26. He wasn't glorifying himself. He was magnifying God. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's time for the saints to rise up and go convert the Sauls, because it's time for the Sauls of our generation to encounter the living Christ and rise up as Pauls, right? Those who are fighting against truth are being positioned for radical encounters with the light of the world. Those blinded by sin, pride, or tradition are about to see clearly by the Spirit of God. Those who once tore down are being called to build up. Just as God transformed Saul, He's raising up generations of Pauls. They're going to be converted, and that's a good thing for them. People marked by radical grace, bold, and faith. We're on a mission, guys. So, you want my declaration? It's time for the Sauls to convert to the Pauls and rise up. I claim that as a saint. I decree that as a priest and a king. Have a beautiful evening.